Well, this is just golden. Queen Infuria is now known as the Lusty. Oh, good for her. Good for her, you know? If only. If only. Look, as if the lineage was not any more secure than it already is. We have another son, and we're gonna take a page out of our old book. We're gonna have an homage to Lord Moose, who passed away in the last episode, and we're gonna name our son the name that he suggested down in the comment section. So Prince Atreus is now in the woods once more. Atreus lives again in the form of Prince Atreus right here. Pretty exciting. I can't stop thinking about all those prisoners, all that one prisoner in my dungeon. They are completely at my mercy. What a thrill it would be to hurt them, to hear the sweet screams, see the panic in their eyes. So 33% chance we become cruel. We can make her suffer. We can maim her for life, or die. She will die under the torture. I can gain 10 piety by resisting those foul impulses, but so cruel would not be great for our vassal opinion. It would increase fear. And let's check and see. Let's just make sure. Let's see if this would be out of character for Valor. I think it would be. But, I mean, he has rude. And paranoid. And it's only a 33% chance, but you know that's a 100% chance. I mean, honestly, there's like no way we won't get that. See, look, I told you, there's no way we won't get that. Alright, we've gained the cruel trait, and let's see what happened to Lady Perienne. Oh, she's a lunatic. Oh, that's hilarious. She was tortured. She's a lunatic. She hates us. Yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. Humiliated my close kin. Wow. We're gonna send a gift to Lady Paramount Ravella to hopefully improve her opinion of us a little bit. I don't want her disliking us. If only you knew. If only you knew. Unfortunately, you don't. And therefore, you can't have any idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing. We need a new priest. Leslin, you seem like a good choice. All of this looks fine to me. And... oh, we're finally at peace. We can hold our feast. All of my vassals will be there. Of course they will. I started talking to one of my guests at the feast and found them most interesting. Hours flew by, wine bottles were emptied, other guests excused themselves and went to bed, but we kept talking until the wee hours. I've never met a more fascinating person. So Amara, who is a genius and married to Ambrose of Tooth, I mean, she looks very interesting, I suppose. She looks kind of confused. I don't know. So the feast was relatively successful, I would say. It improved some opinions, which is good. It's always good to have, and hopefully that continues on. But I did want to say that the feast was in honor of the dearly departed Estienne. Unfortunately, he was not able to survive his wound that he sustained very bravely fighting north of the wall. And as his father, King Valor, felt it was in the best interest of everyone if they held kind of a nice ceremony, a nice quiet ceremony that was focused on the good qualities of Estienne. and not the mistakes that he made. All is forgiven, all is forgotten, and the lineage of the woods is secure. And we will never forget the sacrifice Estienne made in order to secure that lineage. In the same way that that some other members of House Bear have done in the past, so Estienne will be remembered for his great sacrifice and for his bravery in battle against the wildlings. Look at this. So Lady Ravella asked that Brendan and the Castle of Widow's Tower be sworn to her as a vassal. I said yes, because obviously I want I want her to like me as her ruler. I don't want to cause any issues. And she turns around and revokes it. I mean, this game sometimes, it's so frustrating because you want things to be good, you want things to work out well, and it just doesn't. Okay, so I fixed it. Long story short, I fixed it. Commander Brendan of Widow's Tower is now back there. That is fine. We need to hopefully work out all of that in the near future, but for the time being, everything is fine, secured, we're good. Nobody's in any real issues. So, we need to choose a designated regent. And I think the best person for the job is actually another member of House Bear. Where is he? Where is he? There he is, Prince Xavier Bear. Designated regent. And we have room for another bodyguard. By the looks of it, we can choose... Oh, we don't have any more formidable fighters, but we do have William of Widow's Tower, who is a skilled commander and a skilled fighter. So there we go. Good for him. You can be our new bodyguard. That's just fine. Keeper of the Swans. We need to award this out. Lionel Redhorn. Sounds good to me. Let's see if we can make this guy in the Stormlands like us anymore by making him Master of Horse. Master of the Hunt can be Ambrose Blackwood. High Almoner can be Lady Paramount Arwen the Tyrant, because that just makes a whole bunch of sense right there. Let's see, Bradamar Westerling can be our King's Justice, and then we are good in terms of commanders. So those are all the minor titles that we can dish out. All that's good. We can, let's see, we can hold a melee. I'm really hoping that we can just move forward for a little bit. And hopefully we can manage to have this ambition to obtain Valyrian Steelfire, that event chain. That would be a lot of fun. Hopefully I'm not sitting here waiting around for forever for that to happen. Okay, so two things happening all at once that we just need to take care of right now. An old man with a map. My king, there's an old man in the courtyard claiming he has to speak with you. He claims he has something you'd pay a great sum of money for. The old man seems to be a lunatic, but, well, he claimed he had a map, an old map of Valyria, where great treasures are hidden. Let's hear what he has to say, first of all. And, also, it looks like up here, Lord Quinton of Old Wick has declared Old Wick war for the Kingdom of the Iron Isles, High Lordship of the Great Wick, and Lordship of Hammerhorn on King Gormund. So he's able to raise 2,000 men, and King Gormund's only able to raise about 1,500. So I wonder if we can join his war, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Let's send him some money really quick. Maybe he can buy some more troops with that. I'll do one more, just so we can supply, and hopefully we're able to join the war at some point, but we're currently not able to right now. So he's currently at war, and honestly we're in a truce, so hopefully he wins on his own. That'd be good. We're pumping money. Hopefully he can have that. The beginning of a story. Before you stands an old haggard man in his 50s, maybe 60s. He doesn't look Westerosi, nor does he look like a beggar. Intrigued, you ask him about the map. The old man gave a smile the old gods would be afraid of. My king, it has come to my attention that you are looking for a way to acquire a Valyrian steel weapon. As it happens, I have a map in my possession that may help you with your ambition. But before we continue, may I ask for an alcoholic refreshment? Your priest, obviously annoyed, quickly asks, "Why do you need alcohol?" The old man looks a bit down at his feet, waits a few seconds, and refocuses back on you. Well, my lords, because no great story ever started with someone eating a salad. You had my curiosity, but now you have my full attention. The old man tells you he is certain about the location of the Valyrian steel you seek. He points it out to you on the map and appears convinced. No doubt the journey there will be long, arduous, and very dangerous. But purchasing this map and following it could yield great reward. I'm ready and prepared to undertake this, or I'm not interested. Oh, we are certainly ready and prepared to undertake this journey by purchasing this map. Let's do this. The Fellowship of House Bear. Oh, I love it. Whilst preparing for the journey, your priest suggests you should take someone with you. My king, I have assembled a group of people who are at the top of their respective fields and would be suitable to accompany you on your quest. So the last time we took the sailor and navigator, we can take the great warrior, the comely healer, or the old man. And I like the idea of taking Fashbinder with us. The only problem is I know he's not old god's faith, so that is typically an issue. He's a formidable fighter, so if we end up with any issues down the line, I think it could come back and haunt us. I don't know that we could win in a duel against him. So I think maybe it would be in our best interest to either choose the healer or the old man. I think if we do the healer, we may have a better chance of not getting maimed or dying, which may be in our best interest. So let's do that one, a comely healer. Plus, I've never chosen that one before, so I don't know. So Marissa is both attractive and quick, authoritative, stubborn, and honorable. So at least worst case scenario, we have a pretty good courtier with whom we have good traits. So a ship will be required to travel across the leagues of sea to our destination and through the dangers that will no doubt arise. Therefore, it is time to go down to the docks and choose a vessel. So I can have my flagship, which actually is the ship used in the original quest. It's an enormous flagship built for the Old Anchor fleet by King Byrne of Old Anchor of Eastweald. The Drummond has over 700 oars, and the huge sail is blazoned with the arms of the House of Old Anchor. Many hundreds of people gathered to watch it. So I thought that was the boat that we built to take the original quest, but I think that's one that we took whenever we conquered Eastweald. So I think we'll do that one. And I think that's the flagship that we ended up with. So we can either do a small transport ship, or we can hire a sturdy cargo ship, or we can have the flagship prepared and provisioned, which is what we'll do. 150 gold, that's actually a pretty good deal, having a flagship already. The ship is docked and fully loaded, and crewed and ready to depart on our quest. Marissa is alongside you on the bridge as you give the command to cast off. You make a joke about naval life. Let's do this. Oh yeah. And then Prince Xavier is our regent. So there we go. Oh, I'm so glad I did this. This is freaking hilarious. After many weeks sailing the seas, you are growing bored. Perhaps something can be done with Marissa to pass the time. I will visit her cabin tonight, or I will read a book. Obviously. At the onset of the night, you crept into Marissa's cabin. You enjoyed each other's company for hours. What a pleasant young lass. So she is enjoying the quest, needless to say. Alianne Barrows has been a leal and able servant, having successfully completed many tasks in aid of the woods. It would be seen as the right and honorable course to reward her with certain incomes and grants, so as to foster greater loyalty. So she will take about 25 gold, that's okay, as a reward for her service. So it looks like the Magister of the Stormlands is currently dealing with... Oh look, somebody's claiming Summerfield War for Lord Ebros's claim on the Stormlands. So good, maybe that would solve the Stormlands issue. But the Regency decides, and not myself. The council voted in favor of stepping in. It's not legally binding, I suppose. Again, another one. Lady Sharna Fairgates is invading the lands of Lady Paramount Lythene of House Blackwood. So, council's going to decide on the matter. Lord Bellos 7-star he's ending his war apparently, so that sucks for him because his claim goes away. The council voted in favor of Lady Sharna stopping her war. And she will also do that, so that's fine. Wait, did I just see something? Yes, look, Lady Paramount Arwen of the Rock seeks to rescue Lady Paramount Perian Blackheart. She must have ended the plot because I don't have the ability to arrest her now. That's hilarious. Alright, let's continue our Valyrian Steel quest. Your jailers seek your audience, and they are all covered in blood. And with them, they have your captive, Lady Paramount Perian Blackheart, in chains. They say a band of armed men secretly broke into the cells to try to set her free. All but one were slain by the guards, and this last one revealed under questioning that they were sent by Lord Paramount Lionel Spevins. So, to the obulate with her, make sure she can't be found, or question the prisoner closely. Make her wish she didn't get involved in this whole situation. So, 25% chance she gets tortured. So 25% chance she gains maimed or wounded. 15% chance she gets mangled. 10% chance she gets blinded. Or 33% chance she dies. That's the one we're going to do for sure. She's been in the obulate, as far as I know. She has been. So we're going to question her closely. Oh, yes. She died. Was tortured to death. There was a loud sound from the hallway, and an enormous shadow filled the dim, torch-lit cell. Lady Perian lifted her eyes weakly, blood dripping from the corner of her mouth. She was thirsty, and her body ached from the days of torture she had endured. Standing in the doorway of her cell was the last man she wanted to see. Edric Weirwood's hulking shoulders and massive arms held the rack to which she had been tied and tortured. It was all her memory knew anymore. The darkness and pain was overbearing, and she was certain she could take no more. Lord Weirwood's voice shook her back to the present. The High King sent a raven, he began, his voice steady, never losing the heroic quality that endeared him to so many. Confess your crimes, and there will be mercy. Perian fixed her eyes on the battle-scarred face of the High Lord. Tears began to shake her vision, stinging her eyes with bitterness and briefly masking the pain that engulfed her body. Her mouth filled with saliva, yet her throat was dry as old bones. She felt all at once hot with anger and cold with sorrow. How had it come to this? "Confess, and there will be mercy," Lord Weirwood repeated, his countenance unchanged. "I killed him," she heard herself say. "Not by my hand, but it was my doing. I put the poison in his wine." Edric paused for a moment, seemingly allowing the words to wash over him before placing the rack down on the floor of the cell. He bowed his head and unsheathed his sword. The cold tenor of the blade's song sent a chill over Perian's body. Mercy was the only word she could say. "This is mercy. It is what the old gods require," replied Lord Weirwood. "Lady Perian, you are condemned to death for the murder of Lord Paramount Luke Whitewood. Do you have any final words?" Perian's throat croaked in resistance. She could no longer find words. At last she repeated the only word that could make its way from her mouth. "Mercy." Without another word, Lord Weirwood bowed his head. Two men entered the room and thrust the lady down over a block one of them carried. She stared at the stone floor of the cell, seeing tears and blood pooling up beneath her face. The torchlight danced on the surface, and she could see Lord Edric lift his sword. The blade's song ended, and the cold bite of its edge filled the lady's senses. Then, there was nothing but darkness. Wow. Lady Paramount Ravella of the Den has inherited the High Lordship of Duskendale, from Lady Paramount Perian the Chaste. So Ravella hates us. She demands vengeance. And then Roger Roman is now the Lord Paramount of Southwood. So the way the game has split this up, and this actually may be okay, we'll have to take a deeper look at this. Lady Paramount Perian Blackheart was interrogated in the dungeons as commanded, with every method of torture available applied. The screams were heard throughout the castle, and after many days she died from the questioning. So we lose 30 piety, and fear is changed by 5. So the den now extends over into here, and then Southwood has shrunk a little bit. And so we'll have to figure out exactly what we're going to do with Southwood, but Lord Paramount Roger Roman is now right there. Usurp title, I don't know why he did that, or why he has that. Let's send him a gift. Increase his opinion of us. Lady Paramount Ravella needs to get over all of this. Joshua likes us. We're going to send him a gift as well. But we need to deal with Lady Paramount Ravella. She's betrothed to a nephew, so that'll be fine. We'll actually take her into... I don't think there's any chance of this girl liking us, though. Demands vengeance. Demands vengeance indeed. Demanding vengeance is exactly what I was doing. So, okay. Look, our young son Alex, at the age of 6, is slowly mastering the art of swordsmanship. Fantastic. Fantastic. Look, there's another Lady Perian Evanstar that Lord Paramount Roman tried to have arrested, but she has now raised her banners in rebellion, so good luck to her. That's not going to help her. Look, and she was killed almost immediately in battle while leading troops. That's kind of hilarious.